Hello everyone, this is Mr. Mahmud here. Today's revision is on the GCSE Maths Edexcel Advanced Information for 2022 GCSE Maths exam. So these are the topics we'll be covering today. Apart from the straight line graph, you'll find this video on the GCSE Maths Calculator Hacks video. Please do check it out. It will save you a lot of time using the tricks that I use with the calculator. You can fill out the table using a calculator very quickly within minutes. Usually takes about 5 minutes, but use that hack and it will take you less than a minute. So let's have a look at today's questions. Question number 1. Jill buys a toy, a doll and a game at a school fair. She then sells all 3 items. The table gives some information about these items. So we can see you got the item name, buys at this cost, sells at these prices, and then profit. Complete the table. So we need to find out how much did she sell the doll for. So she made a profit of £1.50. So to make a profit of £1.50 after buying for £3, she needs to sell it for £3 buying price at the profit. That gives us £4.50. £4.50. So the buying price, selling price, take away the buying price gives her the profit. The game, she buys it for £5 and she sells it for £6.40. So she needs to sell it for £6.40. The sell price, take away buying price, which is £5, which is £1.40. So total profit is £1 plus £1.50 plus £1.40. Now it is a calculator paper. Sometimes you can do it in your head, this sort of calculation. Please do double check using a calculator if you're not 100% sure. So I would just type this in. So 1 plus £1.50 plus £1.40. And that gives us a total of, press the SD button, £3.90. That's the answer. That's worth 3 marks. Question 2. Annie sold 45 books at £1.20 each, 34 candles at £1.50 each, some calendars at 90p each. She got a total of £1.50. Work out how many calendars Annie sold. So she sold 45 books at £1.20. So let's work these out. So 45 times by £1.20. And then 34 candles at £1.50. I'll work them in a minute. £1.50. And some calendars are 90p each. So let's work out these two first. Clear the memory. 45 times by £1.20, which is £54. And then we have 34 times by £1.50. £51. So altogether she spent £105. So remaining money she spent it on the calendars. So we'll find out how much money was remaining after buying these 2 items. 150 take away 105, which is 145. I can do this in my head, but if you think you're going to make a mistake on these, make sure you check with a calculator. So we need to work out how many calendars did she buy. So the money was remaining, sorry, that's 45, not 145, just 45. Like I said, check with the calculator. £45 divided by 90p. Make sure you change into decimal and use a calculator. 45 divided by 90p. That gives us an answer of 50. So she bought 50 calendars. So the answer is 50. Write your final answer on the dotted line. And that was worth 4 marks. Next question. Fractions. We have 2 over 7 added to 1/5. So let's work out the common denominator. Add into 1/5 times it by 5. So that means we need to multiply the numerator by 5, and so this one will be 7 times by 7. That gives us 4 over 35 added to 7 over 35. That gives us an answer of 11 over 35. It doesn't ask you to simplify, we can't simplify anyway, so the answer is 11 over 35. Next, dividing fractions. Remember to change the mixed number into a improper fraction. So 3 times 1 is 3, add 2 is 5, so 5 over 3 divided by 3 over 4. When you divide fraction, keep the first fraction same, times by, flip the fraction over, and then multiply it. Double check if you can simplify it first. If you can't, just go ahead and multiply the numerator by numerator and the denominator by denominator. I remember using the KFC rule. Keep the first fraction same, flip the second one, and change the sign times. Keep, flip, change, KFC. Do check out my fraction video if you're not sure. I've got a full explanation there. 4 times 5 is 20. 3 times 3 is 9. Now the question does not tell you to change the answer into mixed number. You don't need to, or write in simplest form, but you can change it over. So that will give us 9 goes into 20 twice, 2 remainder over 9. Now 2 9ths. That's the final answer. Next, another fraction question, adding mixed number. When you're adding fractions with mixed numbers, you don't need to change it into improper fraction. Just go ahead and write down add 4/5 to 3/7. Again, times by 7, times by 5. That gives us 28 over 35, 15 over 35. Found the common denominator. Add the numerators. So 28 add 15. I can do this in my head. 33, 43. If you're not sure, double check. Like I said, you don't want to make mistakes. These easy questions. 28 plus 15, 43. It is 43. Give your answer as a mixed number, it says over here, in its simplest form. Okay, so let's change the mixed number. 35 goes into 43 once, and then the remainder is 8 over 35. And we can't simplify any further, so leave it as this. So a 1 whole, oh, not 1 whole, because we had a 3 here, remember, don't forget that. So 3 add 1 is 4 altogether. So 4 wholes and 8 over 35, and that is the final answer. Always remember to check that, do you have a whole, add it up. Here are two fractions. Work out which of the fractions is closer to 1. You must show all your working. Two different ways of doing this. One easy way would be to use the calculator to turn these into decimals. So let's go ahead and change the decimals. So 7 divided by 5, that gives us 1.4. So this is 1.4. And 5 over 7, 5 divided by 7 gives us 0.714. 0.7 recurring 14. Okay, now out of these two numbers, we need to find out which is closer to 1. Now we can clearly see this one, it is 0.4 away from 1. And this one, if you're not sure, you can do 1 minus 0.71. That gives us an answer of 0.29 away from 1. So we can clearly see this is closer to 1. So it's 5 over 7 is the answer. Question 6, 0.19 as a fraction. So you can write down how many decimal places do we have. So we've got 2 numbers after the decimal, so it'll be over 100. and then 19. 19 is a prime number, we can't simplify any further, so we leave it as it is, 19 over 100. 3/5 as a percentage. We know percentage is out of 100, so we're going to make the denominator into 100 by multiplying it by 20. 5 times 20 is 100. So multiply the numerator by 20 as well. That gives us 60 over 100. So the answer is 60%. Question 8, dividing fractions. So we are dividing 3 1/3 divided by 4 3/4. So let's change them into improper fraction first. Remember, multiplying, dividing, changing to improper fraction. So 3 times 3 is 9, add 1 is 10. So that would be 10 over 3. Divided by 4 times 4 is 16. 17, 18, 19 over 4. Keep the first fraction same. Use the KFC rule. It's not a rule, it's just remembering how to do it. So this makes it easier to remember. And flip the second fraction. 4 over 19. Now always double check if you can simplify it. If you can simplify it, you'll keep the numbers smaller and it will be making your life a lot easier. Okay, so we cannot simplify it, so leave it as it is. So 4 times 10 is 40. And 3 times 19, if you're not sure, like I said, use a calculator. 3 times 19, 57. 40 over 57. And we cannot simplify any further, so we're going to leave it as it is. You can give your answer in terms of decimals as well, or equivalent, but best to give it as fraction. Question 9, multiplying fractions, change into improper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8, add 3 is 11 over 4. Times 5 times 3 is 15, add 1 is 16 over 5. This one you can simplify it. 4 goes into 16 4 times, 4 goes into 4 once, and that's it, we can't simplify anymore. Now multiply the top. 4 times 11 is 44, 5 times 1 is 5. Does not ask you to write your answer in mixed number, but we can change it into mixed number anyway. Excuse me. 5 goes into 48 times, 4 remainder over 5. 8 4/5, and that's the answer. Question 10, here are 4 fractions. Write this fraction in order of size. Start with the smallest fraction. So we can see the highest denominator is 24, and 2, 4 and 12, they all go into 24, so we can make them into 24. So we can multiply the 2 by 12, so let's multiply this by 12, top and bottom. That gives us 12 over 24. This one is out of 24 already, so leave it as it is. Times by 6, times by 6, which gives us 18 over 24. And then times by 2, which is 10 over 24. Now we found the common denominator. Now we can compare the fractions using the numerators. So the smallest numerator, because we started with the smallest first, smallest fraction. So we can see the smallest numerator is 10. This one here. So 5 over 12. Always remember to write down the original fraction when you write your final answer. So 5 over 12. Okay, is the smallest one. So we dealt with that already. Next one is 12 over 24. So the fraction is half. Next is 17 out of 24, which was out of 24 already. And then the final one is 18 out of 24, which is 3/4. And that's the answer. Question 11, write these numbers in order of size. Start with the smallest number. The smallest number, for some reason these negatives are on the wrong side, should be -7. So let's quickly fix them. Let's cross out these. Okay, so -7 is the smallest, then it's -4. I circled the numbers so I don't repeat them. -2, and then 1, and then 8. 1 easy mark. Find the lowest common multiple of 40 and 56. Now with this one you can write down the multiples of 40 and 56 and find the lowest common multiple. Takes a lot of time. Let's do it a different way. So 40 and 56, we're going to find the prime factors of 40 using the calculator. So enter 40 first, press equal, and then press shift, and then the fact button here, you can see there, as you can see those dots and inverted commas, degrees and inverted commas. So that will give us the prime factor of 40, which is 2 cubed times by 5. So let's write that out here. So 240 prime factor is 2 cubed times by 5. Then we do 56. Clear the memory. 56, press equal, press shift, and then the fact button. 2 cubed times by 7. So that gives us 56 is 2 cubed times by 7. Now the lowest common multiple of 40 and 56 will be, so the 2 cubed, both have 2 cubed in common, so 2 cubed, and times by 5, anything that is not common, and then 7. You can type this in your calculator to work it out. Times by answer is already there, so I'm just going to type in all again. So 2 to the power of 3, press this right arrow button, times by 5 times by 7. It is a calculator paper, make use of the calculator. It will make your life a lot easier and you can avoid a lot of mistakes. So that's 280. Write the highest common factor of A and B. So exactly the same way we're going to answer this one like the one before, but this time highest common factor. What is common? 2 cubed and 2 squared. We have 2 squared common. We've got 1 3 here, 1 3 here common, and 5 and 5 squared. So we have 1 5 common. They both have at least 1 5. Let's multiply out now. 2 squared is 4 times 3 is 12 times 5 is 60. Double check on your calculator if you're not sure. And that's 60. 3 marks. Write down a multiple of 6 that is between 40 and 50. So if you're good at your 6 times tables, we will know that 42, 6 times 7 is 42, and 6 times 8 is 48. So write down a multiple, so just write down any one of them and you'll get the mark. Sally used her calculator to work out the value of a number y. The answer on the calculator display began 8.3 and we have some more digits, we're not sure what it is. Complete the error interval y, so we know the value will be at least 8.3 or bigger. So it will be equal to 8.3 and bigger than 8.3. But it cannot be bigger than or equal to 8.4. And those are the two values for this error interval. 2 marks. You'll get 1 mark if you get one correct. If you get the other one wrong, still get a mark. Get both right, 2 marks. Write 478 to the nearest 100. So nearest 100 will be, add 1 to that, 500. So that's an easy question, 500. Write 7,357 correct to 3 significant figures. So 7, first significant figure, second and third. The fourth, look at is 5 or over or not, so add 1 to this number here. So that will give us 7, 3, 6, and replace the 7 with a 0. 7,360. Part B, work out a square root of 17 plus 4 squared over 7.3 squared. Now with this question, we are going to use a calculator because it says write down all the figures on your calculator display. So let's move the calculator over here. Clear the memory. So we're going to start off by typing in the fraction button and then the square root button first, and then type in 17 plus 4 squared. Press the down arrow button to type in the denominator, 7.3, and the square, so you can just type in the square button here and press equal, 0.1077981,356. Okay, double check every time you type this in. Let's put it here. 0.1077, 0.1077, Let's double check the next digits. Don't want to get it wrong. 981356. 981356. Just writing out, remembering that phone number. By the way, if this video is helping you, please do give it a like, and also don't forget to tell your friends, share it with them as well, and don't forget to subscribe. Question 17. Got p cubed to the power of 2, so we're going to multiply the numbers to both powers, raising the power 3 times 2, which is p to the power of 6. When you divide, we take away the powers. Okay, so t to the power of 8 take away 3, which is t to the power of 5. The answer is t to the power of 5. Next one, work out the value of n. So 2 cubed times by 2 to the power n. So what do we need to add? When you multiply, we add the powers. What do we need to add to 3 to get to 9? Not to add 6. So the n is equal to 6. Or the other way is 9 take away 3. We can do the power take away the powers, which is 6. 2x cubed is equal to 128. So divide by 2 both sides first. X cubed is equal to, if you're not sure, check on your calculator. So 128 divided by 2, 64. And then cube root 64. Oops, that's 64. So cube root of 64 is 4. If you're not sure, check on your calculator. So how do you enter cube root? Press shift and then you press the x to the power of a square button. You can see in orange it's cube with empty space and then the square root. So we're going to put 3 there, press the right arrow button, and then we're going to type in 64 there, and that gives us 4. So x is equal to 4, and that's our answer. Simplify. D plus D plus D plus D is 4D. Simplify. 3f. Take away 2f is 1f. And then 4 plus 6 is 10. So f plus 10 is the answer. Question 19. 5x plus x is 6x. And then 4y minus 7y is minus 3y. 6x minus 3y. Solve. We can do this in 2 different ways. So let's do the first way. 7 brackets x plus 2. I'm just writing out the question. So divide by 7 both sides. That leaves us with x plus 2 equals 1, because 7 divided by 7 is 1. The minus 2 from both sides, x equals 1 take away 2 is minus 1. Or the other way is you can expand the brackets and then solve the equation. So 7x plus 14 equals 7. Take away 14 from both sides. 7x is equal to minus 7. Divide by 7 both sides. X is equal to minus 1. Both answer gives us, both ways gives us minus 1. I'm happy with the answer. So x equals minus 1. If you're still watching this video, what do you think? Are you prepared for your GCSE Maths 2022 exam? If you are, give us a comment. How's your revision going? And if you already had your exam, please do let us know. How did it go? And if you're watching this video after the 2022 exam, it will still benefit you if you're doing the Foundation GCSE Maths exam. These are all past paper questions from the Edexcel papers. So 3y, there are no other y terms, so we're going to leave it as 3y. 2x plus 5x is 7x. And then minus 4y, minus 4 plus 7 is plus 3. So 3y plus 7x plus 3. Write your answer on the dotted line. Factorize, put them in brackets. Common factor is 2x. And then we have x remaining, x minus 2. 4x divided by 2x is 2. So 2x brackets x minus 2. Expand and simplify. So 11 minus 3x minus 6. Always remember 3 has the minus here, so you're going to multiply everything in the bracket with minus 3, not just 3. A lot of people make this mistake when they multiply by negative and they get the signs wrong. So 11 take away 6 is 5 minus 3x, the only term. So 5 minus 3x is the answer. Expand and simplify. We've got a negative there. I'm going to use a grid so that we don't make any mistakes, which is an easier way to do it. X minus 6, 3x plus 7. So 3x times by x is 3x squared. 3x times by minus 6 is minus 18x. Plus 7 times x is plus 7x. And plus 7 times by minus 6 is minus 42. You will notice I have written the signs inside the grid because I need to make sure I get them right so that I don't get confused what sign to put in front of the terms, because that's one of the common mistakes people make. So let's write it out first and then we're going to simplify it. Plus 7x minus 42. So 3x squared is the only term here. Minus 18x plus 7x is minus 11x, and then we have minus 42. So 3x squared minus 11x minus 42, and that's the answer. Another expand and simplify. I'll use the lines for this one. I call it the Noddy's hat method. If you know what Noddy's hat is, give us a nod, well, give us a like, or give us a comment. So 5x times 2x is 10x squared. Let's write it at the top so that we can simplify it. So it'll be 10x squared. 5x times by minus 3 is minus 15x. Plus 2 times 2x is plus 4x. And plus 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Okay, by all means, do try the grid method if you're not sure about this way. So 10x squared minus 15x plus 4x is minus 11x, and then we have minus 6. Factorize. Double brackets. We've got 3 terms here. So we know the product is 3. That's the product, and the sum is 4. So list all the different ways we can get 3 by multiplying two numbers. So 1 times 3 minus 1 times by minus 3. And we can see 1 and 3 added together gives us positive 4. So we're going to use this one. So x plus 1 and x plus 3. And that's our answer. Index rules, n to the power 3 times n to the power 5. That'll give us, we add the powers to be n to the power 8. This one, c cubed over c squared, so we take away the powers, that will give us c, just c, and then d to the power 4 over d, so we take away 1, there's a 1 there, so 4 take away 1 is 3, so cd cubed, cd cubed. An inequality, I'm not sure whether there was on the list or not, but it's part of this question, so I'll solve it anyway. You never know, they might pop in one of those in your questions. So divide times by 2 both sides. 5x greater than 14, and then divided by 5 both sides. Just like solving an equation, but you got inequality sign on there. Make sure you write down the equality sign, otherwise you might lose a mark. X is greater than 14 over 5. Here is a list of numbers. One of these numbers is the power of 2. Which number? So 2 to the power of 1 is 2. 2 to the power of 2 is 4. 2 to the power of 3 is 8. 2 to the power of 4 is 16. Use your calculator if you're not sure. So it's 16 is the answer. Solve the simultaneous equations. First of all, check, do we have the same term? Yes, we can see we have 3x on both equations, so we can either, they're both positive, so we can take away, and that will give us just the y terms, so we can get rid of the x term. Let's eliminate x. We're going to subtract. Remember, you're subtracting the bottom equation, so every sign will change. So 3x take away 3x is 0. Now this will minus and minus will change into a positive. So 4y plus y is 5y, and then minus 4 and minus 6, that will change into a minus. That gives us minus 10. 5y is minus 10, y is minus 2. So y is minus 2. So y equals minus 2. Let's substitute y equals minus 2 into one of these equations. Let's choose the second one. You can choose the first one if you want. Let's go ahead with the first one, since you're thinking about the first one. 3x plus y equals minus 4. So 3x, we're substituting y into, well, minus 2 instead of y. So minus 2 equals minus 4. Add 2 on both sides. These two cancel out. So 3x is equal to 6, not 6. Minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. Divided by 3 both sides. That gives us x equals minus 2 over 3. So x is minus 2 over 3. 3 marks for this question. This simultaneous equation doesn't have any term that is same, so we cannot eliminate it straight away. So we might need to multiply one of the equations to make the term same, and then we can eliminate it. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply the first equation by 5, so that can make the y term same. Times by 5, times by 5, times by 5. So let's write it out here. That gives us 20x plus 5y equals 50. Then we have the second equation, which is, I'm going to leave it as it is, so x minus 5y is equal to 13. We're going to add them because the signs of two y times are different, so we can eliminate it by adding them. So that gives us 63. These two cancel out. 5y take away 5y. 20x plus x is 21x. Divide by 21 both sides, so x is equal to 3. That was nice and easy there. Now we're going to substitute x equals 3 into one of these equations. So let's go ahead and do it on the first equation. Like I said, you can choose whichever you want. So 4 times 3 plus y is equal to 10. So 12 plus y equals 10. So y equals 10 take away 12 is minus 2. So y is minus 2, and that's the answer for this one. Question number 26, a coordinate question. Write down the coordinates of the point A, so which is 2 across, 1 up, 2, 1. Write down the coordinates of point B, so which is 0, 5, 0 across, 5 up. Write down the coordinates of the midpoint of AB. So we need to find the midpoint of AB. Can do it a few different ways. So we can just draw a straight line. So I don't have a ruler here. Let's try it. So I can see if it's a straight line, the midpoint is somewhere here. So that'd be 1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 3. On the grid, mark with the cross a point C so that ABC is an isosceles triangle. To make it into isosceles triangle, these two sides need to be the same, so the other side will be, so we can see it's 1, 2 cross. So you're going, this is the midpoint here. So 1, 2 across, and then that will be the isosceles triangle. These two sides are the same. So let's mark it with a cross. Let's get rid of the other lines. Don't need them. So make sure you use a pencil, and we need to mark with a C. Here is a grid showing the points A, B, and C. Write down the coordinates of the point A. So point A is 3 across and 5 up. So 3 and 5. Write in brackets and comment between. On the grid, mark with the X with the cross the point 1, 2, and label this point D. So 1 across, 2 up. Label that D. So 1 across and 2 up. 1 across and 2 up, and that's the point D. On the grid, mark with the cross the point E, a point E, so that the quadrilateral ABC is a kite. So make into kite. I'm going to point to here and label it with E, and you can see with the dotted lines it will look like a kite. Okay, just to show you here. A sprinter runs distance of 200 meters in 25 seconds. Work out the average speed of the sprinter. So the distance divided by time, 25 seconds. I can see the units, they want it in meters per second, so we don't need to change anything. That gives us 8 meters per second. The diagram shows two places on a map. The scale of the map is 1 centimeter on the map is 1 centimeter represents 2 kilometers. What is the real distance in kilometers from the hill to the tower? So there's the hill, there's a tower. Need to measure this. It is drawn in scale. So if you measure this, it gives you about 7 centimeters. So if it's 7 and 1 centimeter represents 2 kilometers. Change it into kilometers, so 7 times 2, which is 14 kilometers, and that's the answer. Question number 30, 0.6 as a percentage, so 0.6 times by 100. If you're not sure, double check using a calculator. 0.6 times by 100, which is 60, so the answer is 60%. Bill's weight decreases from 64.8 kilograms to 59.3 kilograms. Calculate the percentage decrease in Bill's weight. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. So it's a decrease. So let's find out how much it decreased by in kilograms. 64.8 take away 59.3. Let's use the calculator. 64.8 take away 59.3. which is 5.5 kilograms. We need to work out as a percentage decrease. So the change, 5.5 divided by the original weight that it was, 64.8, and then times it by 100. Type all this in your calculator. So we already have 5.5 in the memory, so divide that by 64.8 and then times it by 100. I press the SD button, so 8.487, so 8.487 is asking us to write in 3 significant figures, so 1, 2, 3, it's 5 or over, so we need to add 1 to this 8, so that gives us 8.49%, and that's the answer. A lot of rounding in calculator paper. Significant figures, decimal places. Make sure you get yourself familiar with that. If you're watching this video still, then please do give it a like. And I hope you all the best with your exam. Let's have a look at question number 32. Franz invests 2,500 for 2 years at 3.5% per annum compound interest. Work out the value of his investment at the end of 2 years. So let's find the multiplier first, 3.5%. So 3.5. So 3.5 divided by 100, which is 0.035. Add 1. 0.035, which is 1.035. That's the multiplier for the percentage increase. Multiply it by the original amount invested to the power of years, 2 years. Let's type in a calculator and let's see what we get. Clear the memory. 2,500 times by 1.035 to the power of 2, or you can use the square button instead if you want, and that gives an answer of 2,678. 2,678. Let's double check that amount. 0.06. 0.06. 2 decimal places because it's money. So £2,678.06. Double check the third digit. If it's 5 or over, add 1. If not, really leave it as this. So in this case, it wasn't. Write 0.9 as a percentage times 0.9 by 100. That gives us 90. The answer is 90%. Emily buys a pack of 12 bottles of water. The pack costs £5.64. Emily sells all 12 bottles for 50p each. Work out Emily's percentage profit. give your answer correct to 1 decimal place. Okay, so 12 bottles of water, she buys it for 5.64 and she sells it for 50p each. So 12 times by 50p each, that gives us £6. So she sells them for £6. How much profit does she make? So 6 take away £5.64. So 6 take away £5.64. That gives us an answer of 36p. Now we need to write it as a percentage. Emily's percentage profit. So she made 36p, and the original amount invested was £5.64. Times it by 100. So that gives us already 36p on the memory. Divide that by £5.64. Times it by 100. That gives us an answer of 6.3829. 6.3829. Give your answer as 1 decimal place. So 6.38. So 6.4. Add 1 to that. So that'll be 6.4%, and that's the answer. Ewin has 48 tiles, white tiles, and 16 blue tiles. 48 white, 16 blue. Write down the ratio of the number of white tiles to the number of blue tiles. So white tile first and blue tiles. Give your ratio in simplest form. Underline all the important information. With longer worded questions, always underline it or highlight it so that you can refer back to them. So white tile to blue tiles. So 48 white tiles to blue tiles is 16. I can see 16 goes into it. So 3. 48 divided by 16 is 3. 16 divided by 16 is 1. 3 to 1 in the simplest form. So we simplified it. It's 2 marks. You get 1 mark if you get this bit right. If you don't simplify it, you still get 1 mark. But simplify it, you get 2 marks. So always aim for higher marks. 3, 2, 1. And read the question. That little bit here is worth 1 mark. The cost of each white tile was £2. The cost of each blue tile was £4. Work out the ratio of the total cost of the white tiles to the total cost of the blue tiles. He bought 48 white tiles and bought them for £2 each. And then 16 blue tiles worth £4 each. That's 48 times with 96, and that's 64. Okay, so we'll work out the ratio of total cost to white tiles to total cost of blue tiles, and that gives us an answer of £96 and £64. So we can simplify this. What number goes into 96 and 64? I can think of 16. So 96 divided by 16 is divided by 16, which is 6. Divided by 16 is 4. I can still simplify it further. So 2 divided by 2, which is 3 to 2. So the answer is 3 to 2. A tin of baked beans. Weight of beans, the weight of tomatoes, the weight of other ingredients is 3 to 2 to 1. There are 150 grams of tomatoes in the tin. Work out the weight of the beans. Now we need to find out just the weight of beans, 150 grams of tomatoes in the tin. So let's work out what is the ratio of, what fraction is tomatoes or beans, so which will be 150 times that by the total amount of tomatoes we have, and the fraction is 3 over 2. 150 times 3 over 2, with the calculator. 150 times by fraction 3 over 2. I can do this without the calculator, but make sure you use a calculator if you're not sure. Even if you're sure, double check with the calculator. It is a calculator paper for a reason. Okay, so 225 grams of beans. Ben and Lago have some identical packets. Ben has 20 of the packets. Total weight of the Ben's packet is 32. Lago 25 packets. And work out the total weight of Lago's packets. So 25 packets of Lago. And Ben has 20 packets. Total weight of the Ben's packet is 32. So let's do a little table. So number of packets and the weight. So 20 packets Ben has, weight's 32. We need to find out what 25 packets weigh. So we can say 10 packets will be half, 16. 5 packets half again, which is 8. So let's go to 25 now, because 5 times 5 is 25. So times that by 5 as well, which is 40. Okay, we didn't need a calculator for this one. We can use a calculator. There are other methods as well, but I prefer this way. You can see what's going on with your calculation. 3 kilograms of meat costs 54. Nina buys 2 kilograms of meat. Work out how much Nina pays. Again, do a table. So let's do the weight in kilograms and the price. Weight is 3 is 54. Let's do 1. So 1 will be divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So divided by price by 3 as well. 54 divided by 3 is 18. Double check. 54 divided by 3, 18. Yes, I was right. That's the 1. And then 2 kilograms. So 2 would be 36, double it. So that'd be 36 pounds, and that's the answer. Write down the mathematical name of each of these polygons. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 sides. Hexagon. Okay. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I put marks on so that I don't recount any other sides. So 10. Side of shape is called a decagon. Decagon. Number 40, here is 6-sided shape, is a hexagon again. How many sides has a pentagon? 5 sides. Easy question. Here is a regular 10-sided polygon. Write down the mathematical name of the polygon. Decagon again. You might get one of these questions. On the interior angles, one of the interior angles of this regular polygon is 144 degrees. Work out the sum of the interior angles of the polygon. So we know one angle is 144, so 10 angles in a decagon we know, which is going to be a total of 1440 degrees. So the sum is 1440 degrees. Each exterior angle of a regular polygon is 15. Work out the total number of sides of the polygons. We know the total exterior angles adds up to 360 degrees of any polygon. Regular. Divide that by 1 exterior angle. That will give us the total number of sides. So 360 divided by 15. So 360 divided by 15, which is 24. So it's a 24-sided shape. Number 43, angle questions. ABCDE is a regular pentagon. So you can see a 5-sided shape. BCF and EDF energy, are straight lines. And with EDF energy prices are going up really high now. I don't know how people are going to cope in the future. Anyway, something irrelevant. You've got an exam coming up in a day's time, so let's get on with it. Work out the size of angle CFD. CFD, this is the angle we're looking for. CFD, this is the angle. Always label the angles so you know which one are you looking for. That's your aim. You must show how you get your answer. So you need to show your own calculation or annotate on the shape as well at the same time. Now, first of all, we need to find out what these interior angles are worth of the pentagon. So we know on a 5-sided shape we can fit 3 triangles. So I'll do it this way. So each triangle is worth 180. Times it by 3 because we can fit 3 triangles in there. And that gives us 540 degrees. total angle size, sum of all the angles is 540. So one angle will be worth 540. There are 5 angles in a pentagon because it's a 5-sided shape. Let's do some calculation here. 540 divided by 5, 108 degrees each angle. So this is 108 and this is 108. All of them 108. So I'm just write these two so that I can work out this one and this one in the triangle. So this one will be 180. Take away 108. So 180 take away answer, which is 72. Always use the answer button. It saves you time for typing everything again. 72 degrees. We'll check that. Yes. Okay. Now this is 72 and this is 72 as well. So this one will be 180 take away those two 72s. So 180 take away 72 take away 72. And that gives us an answer of 180 take away 72 take away 72. 36. So 36 degrees is this angle CFD. 36 degrees. Question number 44. ABC and EDC are straight lines. Okay, so these are straight lines. AE and BD are parallel. So AE and BD are parallel. These two are parallel. Angle ABD is 125 and angle BCD is 30. Work out the size of the angle marked X, this one here. Give you reason for your answer. That means you need to write down all the reasons. Okay, let's get rid of the lines first. So first of all, we can work out what this angle is. Then we can use these two to work out this one. Always have a plan. And then angles in parallel line, we can use these two to work this out. So let's go ahead and do this one. This angle here. So it's a straight line, it says on the question. So 180 is a straight line. Take away 125 will give us the other side of the angle. So 180 take away 125. You probably did this in your head already, but I'm just making sure I'm using calculator so that you remember to use a calculator in the exam and don't make any silly mistakes. That's 55 degrees. So this one will be 180 take away 55 take away 30. So let's write down the first reason. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Okay, I'm just going to write it short, but make sure you write it down in detail. So angle on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So I'm just going to write down straight line. Try to keep this revision video as short as possible. Equals 180. Okay, that's my first reason. Next, angle in a triangle. So we're looking at this triangle here. Adds up to 180. So 180 take away 55. Take away 30. And that will give us the angle CDB. So 180 take away 55 take away 30. 95 degrees. 95 degrees is this angle here, 95. Okay, and this reason is angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees, 180 degrees. So make sure you write the full sentence. So triangle, I'm going to write a short triangle angles equals 180. Now we know that these two lines are parallel. Okay, let's get rid of these lines so it'll be easier to see. So let's use a red color. So this line and this line are parallel, therefore this angle and this angle are equal because they are corresponding angles. Okay, so corresponding angles are equal. So x is equal to 95 degrees. And the final reason is corresponding angles are equal. So corresponding angles are, struggling to write with this pen here, rewrite this, angles are equal. And that's the full reason here written for this one. And that's worth 4 marks. Question 45, fairly easy one. On the diagram, draw a diameter of the circle. Make sure you use a ruler or pencil. I don't have a ruler here, so just draw in a straight line. On the diagram below, draw a segment of the circle. So segment, that's a segment. Draw a chord of this circle. So that's a chord. Don't get confused by chord and diameter. Diameter goes through the midpoint and chord just outside, away from the midpoint. Number 47, the diagram shows a semicircle drawn inside a rectangle. The semicircle has a diameter of 8 centimeters. The rectangle is 8 centimeters by 4 centimeters. Work out the area of the shaded region. Give your answer to correct 3 significant figures. You'll notice a lot of rounding in the answer in calculator papers. So make sure you round it correctly. So we need to find the shaded region. So let's first of all work out the area of the rectangle, which is 4 times 8, which is 32 centimeters squared. Now we need to take away the area of the semicircle away. Okay, so let's work out the area of the semicircle. So we need to do the radius. So radius is half of the diameter, which is 4 centimeters. Let's label that. So we know area of circle is pi r squared, so pi times 4 squared. Because it's a semicircle, we're going to divide it by 2. Okay, now let's type this in your calculator. Clear the memory. Move the calculator to the side. So shift. I'll use the fraction button. Yep, be easier. So shift and then the pi button times by 4 squared. Down arrow button and then 2. Press equal, that gives us 8 pi. At this stage, I would recommend leave it in terms of pi, because the calculator gives you the answer in terms of pi. And when you go to the next last stage, change the pi into decimals. And that will save you time from writing down all the digits. Okay, so let's do the next part. Because we are finding the shaded region, we need to take away 8 pi from 32. So 32 take away 8 pi. We still have 8 pi in the memory, so we're going to type in 32 minus the answer. That gives us 6.86. 6.86. Let's get the less. 725. 725. Need to round it to 3 significant figures, so there'll be 6.123. That would be add 1 to this one. 6.87. 6.87 centimeters squared is the answer to the shaded region. Next, that was for 4 marks. Let's don't forget to write the answer in the dotted line. 6.87. The diagram shows a trapezium ABCD and 2 identical semicircles. The center of each semicircle is on DC. Work out the area of the shaded region. Give your answer to create 3 significant figures again. Okay, so we need to work out the area. Let's work out the area of the semicircles first. So let's work out the radius. So the whole diameter is, well, diameter is 6 for each one of them, because both of them is 12, so 6 diameter. So the radius is going to be 3 centimeters, half of the diameter. So pi times 3 squared. Now you can do it 2 different ways. These 2 semicircles put together is a whole circle, so you can just times pi by 3 squared, give you the area of the whole circle. Or you can divide by 2 and times by 2, which is a bit longer way. So I'm just going to work out a full circle, pi times 3 squared. Okay, and that gives us 9 pi. Like I said before, leave it in terms of pi, and when you get to the last stage, then change into decimal. It saves you from writing all these hundreds of decimal points. Okay, so 9 pi. Let's work out the area of the trapezium now. It's an upside down trapezium. So 28 plus 12. If you're not sure about the trapezium formula, make sure you remember it. Times by 14 divided by 2. You can type all of this in your calculator if you want. So that gives us 28 plus 12, close brackets, times by 14, down arrow, 2. That gives an answer of 280. And to find the shaded region, we need to do 280 take away 9 pi. So minus 9 shift pi 251.72. 251.72. Write in 3 significant figures. 1, 2, 3. 251. Add 1 to 1. So be 252 centimeters squared. And that is worth 4 marks. Next question. It's related to circles. Now on the advanced information of GCSE Maths 2022, there is no specific topic called a area of sector, but there is circles, so that's why I included that. Never know, it might be one of these in your exam. Always best to be covered. So area of sector, so you've got 30 divided by 360, the fraction of the circle, times by pi times by radius squared. Let's type this in your calculator. 30. That's the fraction button. It's much easier and looks more like the actual calculation that you typed in. Times by shift pi times by 15 squared. And that gives an answer of 58.9048. Double check the digits. 9048, yeah. Rounded to 3 significant figures again, so 58.9. There's no numbers after the 9, 0, so we can leave it as that, centimeters squared. Question number 50. Triangle ABC, triangle ABC is a right angled triangle. ADB is a straight line. Angle DA equals DC, and so DA equals DC. It's an isosceles triangle. We can see that. That's an isosceles triangle. So that information will come handy some point. And let's get rid of this one now. Angle BCD is 20. Work out the size of the angle marked X. You must give reasons for each stage of your working, so you need to write down the reason in full sentences. So we have 20 here. This is 90, a right angle. Let's work out what this angle is. So 180 take away 90 take away 20. 180 take away 90 take away 20, which is 70. So this angle is 70. So this angle will be, it's a straight line, so that would be 110. Now these two angles are the same because it's an isosceles triangle. So 180 take away 110, which is 70. Now 70 split in 2 equally gives us 35. So each angle is 35. So X is equal to 35 degrees. Now we need to give reasons for each stage of your working. So first stage was angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So I'm going to write it short. Angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Make sure you write it in full sentence. Just trying to be quick here. Next, angles in a straight line. So angle in a straight line equals 180 degrees. Straight line equals 180. And then final one was isosceles triangle, as two base angles are the same in an isosceles triangle. And the last reason was isosceles. Isosceles. Always get mixed up with that. Isosceles. That's how I remember it. Isosceles triangle. Okay, two equal angles. XYW is a straight line. Work out the sides of the angle marked A. You must give reason for your answer. So, need to find this one. That means we need to find these two angles. So we know this is 300. Angles around the point is 360, so that's 60 degrees. This is 145, so it'll be 180 take away 145. That is 35 degrees. So A will be 180 take away 60 take away 35 that is. Okay, let's use our favorite calculator. So 180 take away 60 take away 35. 85 degrees is the answer. So A is 85 degrees. Give reasons for your answers. The first reason was angles around a point is 360 degrees. Okay, that's your full answer for that. Okay, 360 around a point. Let's quickly write that. I'll just put a circle on. Angles around a point equals 360. Make sure you write in words fully. Angles on a straight line equals 180 degrees, and angles in a triangle adds up to 180 degrees. And these are your 3 reasons that we use to answer this question. You need to write all the reasons fully to get the full marks, and this question is worth 4 marks, 4 easy marks. 2 marks for the calculation and 2 marks for the reasons. A, B, C and D, E, F are parallel straight lines. AB is an isosceles triangle, and AB equals BE. Angle CBE is 42. That's 42 there. Work out side angle X, marked X. We can see it's an isosceles triangle. So what we can do is we can work out what this angle is. That's 180 take away 142. That's 38 degrees. Double check if you're not sure. So 180 take away 142, 38. So that will be 38. So the other two is 180 take away 38 and split into divide by 2. 180 take away 38, which is again 142. And if you split 142 by 2, or divide by 2, 142 divided by 2, that gives an answer of 71. So each angle is 71. Now we can use the angles on parallel lines rules to work out this missing angle. So this is these two are parallel lines. You can see the arrows here. So this angle and this angle are same because they are alternate angles. So alternate angles are equal. Okay, there are other ways of answering this question as well, but that's probably one of the easier way, or you might find another easy way. Absolutely up to you. So X is 71 degrees. Okay, so let's quickly go through reasons. What reason did we use for answering this question? So we said angles on a straight line adds up to 180 degrees. So that straight line is equal to 180. Isosceles triangle has 2 equal angles. So isosceles triangle has 2 equal angles. And we also used alternate angles are equal. Okay, so the final reason was alternate angles are equal. So alternate angles are equal. So it says give reason for each stage of your working. So these are all the reasons. It's worth 5 marks. Quite a big question, that one. There were 3 reasons and three calculations there. Question 53. Here is a shape made from rectangle and triangle. Work out the total area of the shape, so compound shape. So let's work out the area of the rectangle. 9 times 15. 9 times 15 equals 135 centimeters squared. Now the area of the triangle, we don't have the measurements, so we need to do 15 take away 7. So 15 take away 7, which is 8, so that's the base 8. And the height of the triangle will be 22 take away 9. 22 take away 9, which is 13. So that's 13 centimeters. The height of the triangle. So let's work out the area of the triangle. So 8 times by 13 divided by 2, which is 52 centimeters squared. Now we're going to add 52 and 135. So 135 plus 52, and that gives us an answer of 187 centimeters squared. 187, that is. Okay. That brings us to probability now. Graham has a fair red 6-sided dice and a fair blue 8-sided dice. So that's 6-sided and 8-sided. So red dice has these numbers 1 to 6 and blue dice has 1 to 8. Graham is going to roll the dice, complete the probability tree diagram. So remember, it's 6-sided and red dice has 6 numbers 1 to 6. The probability landing on 6 will be 1 out of 6. So landing on not 7, well, does not land on 7, it is 5 out of 6. Remember, these two probabilities adds up to a whole or a 1. Blue dice has 8 sides, so landing on 6 will be 1 out of 8, and then does not land on 6, it will be 7 out of 8. So these two will be the same because it's still the blue dice. 1 out of 6, and then 7 out of, so 1 out of 8, sorry, that is, and 7 out of 8. That's the complete tree diagram, 2 marks. Work out the probability neither dice will land on the 6. So go along the branches and look at where does it say does not land on 6. So here it lands on 6, so it'll be the opposite side, so does not land on 6. And then does not land on 6. So it'll be 5, 6 times by 7, 8. So 5, 6 times by 7, 8, which is 35 over 48. So that's the answer, 35 over 48. 4 easy marks. Question 55, again a dice question. When a biased 6-sided dice is thrown once, the probability that it will land on 4 is 0.65. The biased dice is thrown twice. Amir draws this probability tree diagram. The diagram is not correct. Okay, the diagram is not correct. So this is the diagram, and it says write down 2 things that are wrong with the probability tree diagram. So what 2 things are wrong? Now first of all, check, do these add up to 1? So 0.65 added to 0.25, that gives us 0.9. That does not add up to 1 or a whole. Okay, so we can write down the probabilities should total 1. So let's get rid of this line. The probabilities okay, so the probabilities on the first row does not add up to 1. Row does not add up to 1. 1. Keep it short and simple. And the next thing wrong is over here we have 0.35 and 0.65, but if you look at the original question, it says the probability that will land on 4 is 0.65. So the land on 4 here is 0.35, whereas here is 0.65. So we can see that the 0.35 and the 0.65 in the first branches for the second row should be reversed. Okay, so this should go here and this should go here. Okay, so let's write this down here. The 0.35 and 0.65 in the first branches for, be specific, for the second row. That was for the second row. For the second row is reversed. Okay, so they need to be reversed. So it's reversed, so it's not, it's wrong way around. Okay, number 56, a two-way table. So the two-way table gives some information about the drinks sold by a cafe on a Saturday and on a Sunday. Work out the total number of drinks sold on Sunday. So Sunday, to work out this one. So we take away 140 from 299, so 299 take away 140. That gives us 299 take away 140, 159. So that's 159. 159. Okay. Work out the total number of coffees sold on Saturday and Sunday. So coffee, Saturday and Sunday. So we need to work out these other ones. So let's work out this missing box here, the squash. So 87 take away 37. So 87 take away 37, which is about 50. Double check. 87 take away 37. It is 50. And then we can work out T here, maybe next. Because the coffee has 2 missing here. So we won't be able to work. Oh, well, we can work out this one here. We can use 140 take away 37 and 45. That was 50. So 140, so going across here, 37 and 45. 140 take away 37 and take away 45. 147 take away 37, take away 45. That gives us 65. So that's 65. And that will be, coffee will be total. 5 add 7 is 12. Carry the 1. 6 add 4 is 10 and 11. Double check with the calculator. And this missing one on Sunday, do we need to work this out? Let's have a look. Work out the total number of coffees. I'll work it out anyway, just in case it carries any mark. Okay, just to complete that table. So 159 take away 50 take away 47. 159 take away 50 take away 47. 62. 62, and then that will be 7 and 10. 107. So work out the total number of drinks sold on Sunday. So Sunday, I didn't need to work all that out. We found the answer in the first place, 159. So that would be 159 sold on Sunday. Work out the total number of coffees sold on Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday, total number of coffee is 112. Okay, let me double check that one. Let's see if that's one. This one's right. 5. So we got 140 take away 45 take away 37. 140. Okay, I'm going to double check these numbers again. Okay, so let's double check that one. 140, so 159 take away 140 take away 37 take away 45. That gives us 58. That's where I went wrong here. That's 58. Something looked odd there. So that will give us a total of 5 and carry the 1, 9, 10 and 105. Okay, total number of coffee sold is 105. Luckily I had my notes here, so 105. Rob and Mary each buy a drink at the cafe. The cafe only sells tea, coffee and squash. Write down all the possible combinations they can choose. So they can have tea, coffee and then tea squash. Okay, then they can have coffee squash, and then coffee squash. Got 2 of them, isn't it? Yep. And that's worth 5 marks. A cafe sells drinks and snacks. Drink and snacks. Lisa chooses 1 drink and 1 snack. Write down all the possible combinations that Lisa chooses. So we can have tea fruit, tea roll, tea sandwich. So let's write these down. Tea fruit, tea roll, tea sandwiches, tea sandwich, coffee sandwich, coffee roll, coffee fruit, and then milkshake sandwich, and then milkshake roll, and then milkshake fruit. 9 combinations. Yeah, double check 3 and 3, so 9. There are a yellow disc, a red disc, blue disc, and green disc in a bag. Dinesh is going to take a random disc from the bag. The table shows each of the probabilities that Dinesh will take a red disc or a blue disc or a green disc. Work out the probability that he will take a yellow disc. So that will be 1. Probability adds up to 1. Take away 0.4. Take away 0.25. Take away 0.15. And that will give us an answer of 1 minus 0.4 minus 0.25 minus 0.15. 0.2. The answer is 0.2. Dinesh takes at random a disc from the bag. He writes down the color of the disc. He puts the disc back into the bag, and then he will do this 60 times. Work out an estimate for the number of times he takes the red disc from the bag. Total question. Well, so he takes 60 times, and it says number of times he takes red disc. So probability of red is 0.4 times by 0.4, and that gives an answer of 60 times by 0.4, which is 24. So you'd expect to get 24 red discs. Here is a 4-sided spinner. The spinner is biased. The table shows the probability that the spinner will land on 1 or on 3. The probability that the spinner will land on 2 is the same as the probability that the spinner will land on 4. It's the same. Okay, for 2 and 4. Work out the probability that the spinner will land on 4. So let's do 1, take away 0.2, take away 0.1, which gives us 0.7. So 0.7 split in half, because the 2 and 4 they're both same, divided by 2, which is 0.35. So that gives us 0.35, 0.35. And that's the answer. Work out the probability. Okay, next. So that's 0.35. Shunya is going to spin the spinner 200 times. Work out the estimate for the number of times the spinner will land on 3. So 200 times by probability of landing on 3 is 0.1. Times that by 0.1. And that gives an answer of 20. So the answer is 20. The table below shows us some information about the number of times each student in a class was late last week. Work out the mean number of lates per student. So first of all, we need to work out how many lates they have. So 0 lates, and that was 15 times. So 0 times 15 is 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 1 is 4. Add it all together. So that gives us 8 plus 6 plus 9 plus 4, 27. And add up the frequency altogether. So the total frequency. That gives us 15 divided by 8 divided by, not divide, we're adding, aren't we? So press delete if you want to delete one of them. 15 add 8 add 3 add 3 add 1. That's 30. So we're going to divide 27, number of lates, by the total frequency. So we already have 30 there, so we 27 divided by answer gives us an answer of 0.9. So the answer is mean, estimate of mean is 0.9. That's the answer. And we're on to the last question. Here is the number of goals a hockey team scored in each of 10 matches. Just before I finish this question, well done for making to the last question. And good luck with your exam. And please do give it a like if it helped you. And I will see you in the next video, on paper 3 video. So let's find the median. So to find the median, we need to order the numbers. Okay. So when I order the numbers, I look at the smallest number. Where's the smallest number? 2 is the smallest number. So how many 2's do we have? We have 2 lots of 2. So 2, 2. Then look at the next, which is 3, 3, 3. I underline them or cross them so we don't repeat them. So 3, 3, 3. Just good practices here. 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. And you can see you underlined all the numbers and you got all together all the numbers here as well, so you don't miss out any or don't repeat any. Find the median, cross out the two end numbers one at a time. Left with 2 numbers in the middle, so you can find the middle number. 3 and 4, between them is 3.5. If it's a 2 number that you don't know sure about, add them together and then divide it by 2, which is 3.5. So the median is 3.5. The range is biggest take away smallest, so when it's in order, it's easy to find the biggest and smallest. So 6 take away 2, so make sure you order them. 4, even though it's not median, order them. That will help you find mode and the range as well. Mean, we need to add all the numbers together, so it'll be 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 6. The total is, I'm going to add them in my head now, 4, 7, 10, 13, 17, 21, 26, 31, 37. It's easier and quicker that way. But again, if you're not sure, if you're not confident, make sure you use a calculator. Divide by 10 numbers. There are 10 numbers. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 37 divided by 10 is 3.7. And that's worth 6 marks altogether with all the question. And that was the end of it. I hope this video helped you. And please do give it a like and subscribe. And good luck with your exam. And if you're not doing the 2022 exam, this video will still help you with the calculator paper questions. Okay, that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next video for paper 3. Mr. Mahmud, helping you do better in maths.